I know that I'm going to be in the minority here. Man, this show is fun. I mean, what more is there for me to say except for the fact that your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Look, it's low expectations, and I think knocked it out of the park. Because coming into this, Liam and I watched it, and coming into this, I was not expecting the show to work in any sense. I mean, when I looked at the trailer, I was like, he's just gonna be like Gen Z, and like it's gonna be like a modern day Spider-Man. They're not gonna pay homage to like anything that came before. They're not going to respect anything that came before. But you know what? The most biggest thing that I've come to realize when it comes to this show, there's a lot of love here, man. And what I'll say firstly is I love how at the end of every intro, they show a comic book panel at the end of every one, a different one. That is so cool. That is such a unique detail that has not been talked about, that people don't, because I think a lot of the discourse online, and this is not my politics channel, but a lot of what this show, the discourse around the show, a lot of it is political. And it shouldn't be that way. Because if you take all of your personal feelings about certain things out of it, genuinely the show is actually good. The animation's a little jank. It's just like a tad bit wonky. But you get used to it over time. And I think the thing is, if you allow yourself to get used to this show, to get used to the animation, the way that things are, if you allow yourself to like it, then you'll like it. But if you were dead set the entire time on not liking it, then you're not going to like it. Liam played Midnight Suns, and so he knows a lot of these characters, like how Nico is like magic, or no one told me that Pearl was Wave. Like, I've heard of the character Wave, but I never put two and two together, or the fact that, and we'll get to him later, about how Lonnie Walker was, in this show, because when I first saw Lonnie in the trailer, I thought bro was Flash Thompson. I genuinely thought that he was Flash Thompson. And I think Lonnie being like a stand-in kind of for Flash Thompson, but being like a friend to Peter Parker, like arguably besides Nico and Pearl, like his truest friend before Harry came. And something that this show did that pisses me off, not in a bad way, but it pisses me off, this show made me like Harry Osborn, which I never ever thought would happen, because y'all know I hate Harry Osborn, but damn it, this show was good. And I think that one of the things that this show did right was capturing who Spider-Man is as a person, and really showing his compassion for humans and his compassion for people, and showing why he does what he, does. And him showing compassion to his villains is not a new thing. It's been shown many times in, many forms of media, whether it be comics or games or shows. He has this penchant for helping people and for believing in people and giving them another chance in life, sometimes even when they don't deserve it. And so I think an important thing to realize is that this show really shows that, and it's actually kind of a beautiful thing. Like, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Hi, I believe this money belongs to you.
Thank you. I just turned around for 1 second.
Yeah, about that.
I'm sorry, I lost my job recently. When I saw the money, something came over me. I'm so sorry.
Mr. Pizza Guy, sir, I mean, it's ultimately up to you, but she was just down on her luck. I don't know. Maybe let her go just this once?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You made a mistake. Just please don't make me regret this.
I won't. I promise.
I'm sorry about that. She just made a bad choice.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. But what I do know is you got our money back. Thanks for your help, Spider Guy.
It's actually, Spider-Man.
Matt Murdock is in the show, baby. Daredevil is in this show. He has a cool fight against Spider-Man. That shit goes hard. And I gotta tell you guys, just a little bit of a sidebar here. He's only here to hype up the new show, obviously. But also another confusing thing that I'm starting to wonder is that this show is very heavily based off, if not directly taking place in the MCU. But the only problem is that instead of Tony Stark being Peter's mentor, it's Norman Osborn. So my question is this a different version of Daredevil? Because now we know that Daredevil is going to be in the MCU because of Bourne again and him showing up in She-Hulk. So my question is this part of the MCU? Is this Daredevil the same? Also, the fight was just cool, and knowing that they become buddies later and friends is just a really cool thing. And it's funny because Liam and I are going through the Daredevil show, and it just happened to be that we were like watching this show while also watching the Daredevil show, and then Daredevil shows up. Like, that's actually really cool. And so I just gotta say that, like, it's actually a really cool thing that he like shows up here. And I just hope that we can get more. There's a lot of stingers at the end of season 2. The Watcher is shown in, the sky. There's Nico turning in, or there's like Nico embracing her magic powers. My thing is that the thing that I'm scared the most about is will they turn Norman Osborn into Venom? That's kind of the thing that scares me. Is will they turn Norman Osborn into Venom, because he sees the symbiote at the end of the finale. So it kind of scares me a little bit that they're gonna go in that direction with Norman. So other than that though, I think another thing that, so there's some things that I don't like. I think that Aunt May is she hasn't been a good character in Spider-Man media for a while now, besides like the video games, the Insomniac games. I don't like her in this show, and while I like him, I just don't like that they're doing yet again another Norman thing where like he's nice to Peter, treats him like his own son, and then he's just secretly evil. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am so tired of Norman just like being like this evil dude. I get it, I completely understand, but like, come on. But other than that, I just don't like. I wish this was more separated from the MCU, but I do understand why this is part of the MCU, even in its own like alternate universe type of way. But I also just hope and pray that this show can separate itself from the greater MCU eventually. I think that would be cool. Now we get to the characters. Firstly, Nico, she's pretty cool. She's just magic. Now, y'all were saying that Norman Osborn got, destroyed on this show, that he didn't get his comic accurate look. Okay, the only thing that changed with Norman was his skin, because look at his hair here and then his hair here. Y'all are gonna tell me that that's not Norman Osborn? Come on, man. Come on, that's Norman right there. He looks just like Norman. But my favorite character on this show has to be Lonnie. it breaks my heart knowing what happens to him, but his story arc in this season is a tragedy, but yet it's also some really brilliant writing, and I'm very intrigued actually to see where they go with him. And knowing who he turns into later, my goat, I just hope that things proceed the way that I think. I also do like Pearl. I just didn't know that she was Wave. But the only thing is about Pearl is that I just cannot help but just like look at her outfit and then tell me genuinely that she does not look like Liz from Spider-Man Homecoming. Just tell me that she doesn't look like her. Picture it in your head. Right. Yeah. Exactly. And then the drama, including Miles' actor. We're not gonna go there. So overall, man, I mean, personally, I love Spider-Man. Y'all already know that. And all I wanted from this show was for it to be okay. I was not expecting this show to be like good, and it turned out to be great, at least in my eyes. And you know what? I like being in the minority. I think it's cool, you know, and I'm glad. I am so glad that this show got renewed for a season 2 officially. I'm happy. Because I like this version of Peter Parker. It just pisses me off that he didn't get the red and blue suit until the final 2 episodes, that he had the Future Foundation suit for so long. But that's like one of my only caveats, is really that, because I thought he was going to be more of like a Gen Z type of a Spider-Man, but they really played it pretty much 60s accurate Spider-Man, which doesn't get shown. It doesn't show up a lot in Spider-Man media, so that's kind of a nice thing. I just appreciate the love here, man. The love of the character is here. There are no characters that are shat on to push further agendas. There is a love of the characters, a love of the lore, a love of the story, a love of Spider-Man. And Stan Lee would be proud of this show, and Stan Lee would love this show. And so, I say all that to say, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a fantastic out of 10, and I recommend that everybody go watch it. And that's all that I gotta say on this one. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.